Okay. Okay, Chairperson Budge, we're ready.
Okay, then we will call this meeting of the South Sacramento Conservation Agency Joint Powers Authority to order on Monday, September the 27th, and ask the clerk to call the roll.
Member Gatewood?
Here.
Frost?
Here.
Kennedy?
Here.
Natoli?
Here.
And Budge.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. So, Galt's the only member that we don't have.
Correct. Member Cerna as well is
Okay. All right. With that, can we all join Director Kennedy in the Pledge of Allegiance? If everyone would unmute.
Salute and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Okay. The first item is to authorize the executive director to reimburse the Van Vleck Ranch for pre-acquisition and management costs for the second conservation easement purchase. Kim.
Yes, we just completed the second acquisition at the Van Vleck Ranch, and this is a request to be able to reimburse Mr. Van Vleck for his pre-acquisition and the future management cost for that portion of the acquisition. Those costs included the phase one, the baseline conditions report, field surveys, legal descriptions, and the stewardship endowment with the California Rangeland Trust as well. And the total amount is $56,835. These pre-acquisition costs and the management and monitoring of the conservation easement area costs are all a responsibility of the South Sacramento Conservation Agency. And we basically went through the same procedure when we did the first acquisition.
Super. Are there any questions for staff? Hearing none, are we ready for a motion?
I move staff recommendation.
Second.
I believe that's Kennedy and Natoli.
Yes, ma'am. Member Gatewood?
Yes.
Member Frost? Mr. Kennedy?
Aye.
Member Natoli?
Aye.
And Chairperson Budge.
Yes.
And the motion carries with members Santu and Cerna absent.
Wonderful. So we'll move into the executive director's report.
Yes, first thing on the report is a preservation area update. I am in the process of getting some maps made. So the next time we have this discussion, everyone should have maps in front of them, which I think will be very helpful. I wanted to let everyone know that with regards to our fee title acquisitions, we've completed 3 with the deeds being recorded, and we have a 4th that's just about to be recorded. And those 4 preserve areas total about 386 acres. We also have the Cordova Hills preserve sites. There's both on-site and off-site preserves that are going to be transferred to the agency. I've been working with Cordova Hills and the Sac Valley Conservancy on those, and the on-site preserves are about 604 acres, and then there's 2 off-site preserves that one is about a little over 1,000 acres and one is about 139 acres, and then we also have some related, again, to Cordova Hills. We have some establishment sites that those will be transferred once the success criteria have been met. But those are pending, and I think our target is to have the on-site preserves done by spring. So the Cordova Hills totals over 2,000 acres with everything included. We have also completed several easements. We have the Van Black Ranch and we have Gill Ranch. Van Black is at 384 acres, and we've done the first part of the Gill Ranch, 160 acres. There's quite a bit more that's been approved at Gill Ranch, and we will be purchasing that over time as the funding becomes available. We also have another easement that is, we're just waiting for signatures on that and the recordation of the deed, and that's at Mahone Ranch, and that's 552 acres. So we have made a lot of progress, about 1,500 acres now, in setting up our preserve system. And I'm just, completing the work on all of the documents and things that have to be done to make these acquisitions and transfers happen. So and we have some other pending dedications or acquisitions. Most of them are dedications, totaling about 309 acres. So a lot of work going on in the preserve arena. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Kim? I do want to compliment you on the quality of exhibits. The quality is really coming up, and I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I worked on that.
It shows. Thank you very much. Okay, anything else, Kim?
Not on the preserve areas.
Okay.
If I wanted to talk just for a moment about the interagency review team, or the IRT, just as a reminder, and folks might not be familiar, the interagency review team is comprised of the agencies that are parties to the in lieu fee program. So that includes the agency itself, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Corps, Regional Water Quality Control Board, and the Environmental Protection Agency. CDFW is not a party to the agreement, so they're not technically on the IRT, but they often participate, listen in on those meetings. The last meeting was held on September 21st, and we discussed the final steps in the Rooney 2 reestablishment project being finalized. So I think we're just probably, I would say, just a week or two away from getting that completed. We also discussed some other miscellaneous implementation issues, but I think the big project is the Rooney 2 establishment site. Does anybody have any questions about the IRT?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so next, annual reporting status. So I have completed all of the data and also the maps for that report. And I'm working on just packaging it together and making a final report. We'll be bringing that back to your board after review by the Technical Advisory Committee and the Implementation Review Committee. And then we'll, of course, be working on the next annual report. The reporting period just closed, so I'll be gathering information from all the permittees and begin working on that one. I think now that we have something of a template, this second one should go a lot smoother. Does anyone have any questions about that?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so finally, I just want to mention our next meeting is scheduled for November 22nd.
Okay, super. All righty, then we will turn to member comments and ask if anybody has any comments.
I just thank Kim for the updates, Madam Chair, so appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing the maps, and I would concur with you with your comments as well about the exhibits, and thank Kim for her work. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, is there any member of the public who has comments?
We did not receive any requests to make verbal comment or written comments.
Okay, I can see we have a couple of people online. Does anybody have any comments?
I don't see
May
any.
not. Okay. So, then at that point, we're going to adjourn till the 22nd of November. Okay. Thank you, staff. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Okay,
good
bye-bye.
day.